Yeah, exciting week. We found some well-deserved rest, which was needed after non-conference, a lot of road contests and non-conference, so that's always tough with the travel. It really has an impact on you, so we're really glad to have this bye week to really focus on getting ready, getting healthy again. So we're in a good spot right now. We're ready for conference to open up.
Well, Coach, in Idaho, it looked like you guys were good defensively. What was the key to that performance?
Grace Miller was a big factor in this. Grace Miller had a fantastic weekend, but overall, defensively, having 2 shutouts, is really, really good. So really happy with that, and it's a defensive effort overall. And Grace, obviously, she did her job really well. So really happy with that. But overall, the defense was really stingy, and that's what matters. And then we execute against Idaho State. So really happy with what we put out there. We have a lot of work to do, but getting results on the road is tough, and we did that. So really happy with the Idaho trip.
Coach, you guys have your first 2 conference games coming up. Especially with Denver, they have a pretty good goalkeeper as well. She's faced a lot of shots, only allowed 11 in. What are you guys seeing on the field as you get ready for Denver?
It's more about us than it is about them. We need to focus on what we want to do, how we want to execute our game plan, and how we're going to bring the intensity. That's what this is about. Denver is a very, very good team, historic program within the conference. So it's going to be a tough challenge, but I've said it before. The goal is, if you come to North Dakota, it's got to be a very, very difficult game. No one in this conference should like to come to UND and play here, and that's what we're going to put out there on Thursday and put our best foot forward and bring the intensity, bring the fire to win that game, and then who knows what happens. I'm very confident in the players, very confident in what we have going on, so I feel good about it.
All right, my final question is what have you seen in growth from Grace from last year to this year? She's playing pretty well in the goal for you guys.
Yeah, she had a good week. It's just maturity that happens from freshman to sophomore year. You just get more experience, as what we see, and she's been working hard, and she has a lot of potential, and she's going to continue to get better. But like I said earlier, it's the entire team that defends. She had a fantastic weekend, but I'm a former goalkeeper, and if you don't have a back line, you can be standing on your head. Sooner or later you will get scored on. So it's a team effort. She obviously was the one who stood out statistically, but overall it's a good team effort, and the entire defensive unit did really well, and Grace was part of it and anchored it, so really happy with that. But we got to put the emphasis on the entire defensive unit and the entire team, because defending starts from the top down. So like I said, 2 shutouts, and Grace played a good role in it, but the entire team did a good job keeping the 0 in both games.
Coach, it seems like the shot volume you've been able to put up has kind of gone down a little bit compared to the start of the season. Is that more of a result of just some tough defenses you've faced, or are there some correctable things you can see as the season goes on from that?
Yeah, I think there are 2 things. Obviously, we always got to improve and find ways to put more shots out. You don't need to be a math major to figure out the more you shoot, the more goals you're going to score, right? So we got to continue shooting, plus also with the stiffer competition we played. That also played a role in it. And, soccer is one of these games. You need 1 shot. Kind of Idaho State, first half was pretty bad. I'm telling you how it is. But we got 1 shot, and we went up 1-0 at half. That's a game of soccer for you sometimes. So I'm happy with the quality of shots, but obviously you're right. We need to improve the quantity. Simple math. The more you shoot, the more often you get lucky, right? So we got to keep shooting.
Yeah. And with Denver coming off a big win against a ranked opponent, now coming to face you guys, how would a win like that kind of set the tone and serve as kind of a measuring stick for the rest of Summit League play?
If we would win against Denver?
Yeah.
A win is a win. We'll go into every game winning, no matter wanting to win, no matter who we play. We can play UNC or we can play Denver. It doesn't matter. We go in every game, and we go game by game. So we got to see and take 1 game at a time. And, every win is a fantastic win. That is why you play soccer. This is the fun part is the winning. I always say college soccer it's not fun, it's rewarding. And the wins are what's the reward, because college soccer and college sports in particular can be tough. It's very hard. So we got to reward ourselves with the wins. And I don't care if we win against Denver, if we win against Idaho State, and we going out there to win, period.
I know you've touched on the intensity, but what area specifically do you feel like you guys really need to focus in to have success early in conference play?
Discipline, executing the game plan as we have it, tracking back defensively, winning your individual battles. Those are the things you really need to focus on in conference play. So you need to go out there and take every single challenge like you mean it. Go in there 100%. That's the intensity I want to see from minute 1 to minute 90. That's what we need to be successful in this conference. It's a very physical conference. It's a very good conference. So we need to be ready to battle for every single ball. Nothing is given to you. You have to earn everything. So that's the intensity I want to see. It starts with the mentality, and then the discipline comes along that you execute it. And, I talked about earlier, it's not fun. Like, I can tell you as a player, the defensive run hurts way more than the offensive run. But it's having a discipline to make that defensive run, even though I'm tired. That's when the mental toughness comes in and the discipline. That's what it comes down to in these moments. That's the intensity what we're looking for.
All right, from a player's perspective, what was the key to the low-scoring games in Idaho for you guys?
I think, like our coach said, defending is the whole team, and I think that just the intensity that we've been bringing in practices and like our trainings are very intense, even in the few ones that we do get to do. And like he said, that last Idaho game was not pretty. It was very gritty, not our best performance, but it really is just that mentality piece of even when things are tough and, being able to kind of bear down and do the not so fun things and still be able to handle our jobs, even if things aren't going our way. So I definitely think that was a big key component in keeping, shutouts in both of those games and grinding out a goal.
What is it about this year that's allowed you guys to be good defensively over your time at UND? Do you feel like it's scheme, X's and O's? Is it more mentality? What is it?
I really think I'm in my 5th year here, so I've gotten the joy of getting to kind of see it progress all throughout. And I really think that the biggest thing, we've always had the skill and the talent. That's never the issue. I really just think that our coaching staff and our team has really bought into this whole intensity and constantly lots of competition to bring each other up and pull everyone up with us. And I think that that's really shown in our game plan. And just and when I say defensively, I don't even mean the back line. I mean just like all over the field. There's constantly, from our forward line to that little 90-second run that they have to make to win the ball back after a mistake, like that kind of has a trickle-down effect. And that intensity, the expectation is if you lose the ball, you win it back. And I think that's really shown in our game.
What have you seen that's made Grace Miller good?
She's phenomenal. I think I get a unique perspective because I'm a center back, so I get to play directly with her. I really think that it's just, like Henrik kind of said, even just from last year, I mean, she's always been phenomenal. I think that the maturity piece definitely helps. You can kind of see there's a little bit more confidence saluting off of her with getting that year under her belt in the goal, but I definitely just think that the team has a lot of trust in her. She performs, she communicates, and when the team trusts your goalkeeper, that probably bounces back off of her realizing that we trust her and making her willing to make bigger decisions and try new things.
Last 2 games, you guys really locked it down defensively. What happened after that Iowa State game that what was said that really helped you guys lock back down? Yeah,
I think that there's a point at every season it's going to happen. You're going to lose. You're going to have a bad game. I think that obviously we started off the season really hot, so lots of goals, wins, very few against us, and it's natural that you're going to get maybe a little bit comfortable and just be like, okay, this is happening. I think the Iowa State game, that was one of our first big challenges that we came across, and we did not rise to the occasion, and it happens. But I think that the biggest piece is in how you respond to those things, and I think I'm very proud of our team. We kind of all met after that and decided we're not going to let this define the season, but we're absolutely not going to be happy about it. And kind of I think there's wins and there's lessons. You're not really losing necessarily as long as you can learn something from it. And I think that game taught us a lot defensively, just all around as a team and how we want to respond to things and how we want to come out right away.
All right, and 2 conference games coming up. What are you guys seeing on the field as you get ready for these 2 Summit League teams?
I think we're just really excited for conference to start. I think that all games are fun, but conference kind of brings another level of competition to it because it really is kind of make or break at that point. So I think that everyone's just really excited. It's been nice to have this bye week so we can really compete in training and kind of bring the intensity and get it ramped back up before conference starts. And so I think just seeing a lot of excitement from everyone on the field and seeing a little bit extra grit and willingness to kind of bear down and get ready to play these conference teams.
All right. Well, my final question is that, as you said, it's your 5th year. Mm-hmm. What do you love about playing with this roster and getting out on the field with them?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've loved all my years here. I've stayed here for my 5 years, but I think that this team is really special. I think we've seen a lot of young players come in and really step up to the occasion. I think that from the beginning when they came in, the upperclassmen kind of made it very clear, this is our culture, this is what we do here, this is the expectation, and none of them back down from the challenge. I think that can be really intimidating when you first come in to, be around all these older girls who are like, it's, lock in and do this, or this isn't the place for you. And I think that they've all stepped up to the occasion. And I mean, even sometimes they're the ones that are bringing the intensity and pulling us up to the level. So I think it's really awesome when you have a whole group of girls that are constantly like, you can have a bad day, but you know that you can look next to you and someone's going to pull you up to their level and, kind of take care of what you're not taking care of.
Coach touched on the intensity level in order to have success. Mm-hmm. What areas do you feel like you guys need to improve? Do you feel like that's an area where you guys, in order to have early success, do you feel like the intensity is what you need, or what do you think you need?
I mean, I really think it's just, like I said, sometimes, soccer's a long game. Sometimes it's easy to not bring it right away or to bring it second half, like that sort of thing. I think the biggest thing is really just making sure that we're bringing that intensity, that it's prolonged, that it starts from second one. I think that we've had a couple games maybe where we didn't really bring it till the second half and stuff. And obviously when we do bring it, we get results. And so I think it's just kind of getting everyone to remember from the second that whistle blows, going out with that intensity and kind of bringing that intensity that the coaching staff preaches to us and that we show in practice, bringing it to all the games.